Did you get the memo? Do you know what time it is? It is blowout season. Woo! So yes, this is the time of the year where many women are deciding to blow out their curls. So if you want to channel your inner Aaliyah with me, then come on with me over to the hair salon so that I can give you step-by-step instructions on how to do a fabulous blowout that's not going to mess up your curls. You'll be able to keep it for a few weeks, provided you don't sweat a lot, and your hair will be fabulous. Wait a minute, let me tell you who I am. For those of you who do not know me, I am Karen Flowers. I'm the owner of the Curl House product line. I'm also a licensed cosmetologist and a certified trichologist, which means I also specialize in hair loss. But before we go to the salon, I do have to give you the first tip for achieving a fabulous blowout. I have to give you the tip right now because it's all about cleansing your hair. And before I went to the hair salon, I had already washed my hair. So tip number one on achieving your fabulous blowout is to first use a clarifying shampoo as your first shampoo. So if you are going to get a blowout, or if you're going to do the blowout yourself, make sure that you are really doing a deep cleanse. You want to remove all of the products that you typically have in your curly hair. We use curling gels, curling creams, mousses, butters, oils. We put a ton of stuff in our hair to maintain our curls, which is fabulous for the curls. But if you want a fluffy, fabulous blowout like this, you got to strip your hair of all of that. So use a clarifying shampoo as shampoo number one. Okay, let's go to the hair salon. All right, now we're in the hair salon. And as you can see, I am sitting under a hooded dryer because guess what I'm doing? I am giving myself a protein treatment, and that is the next tip. If you are going to do a blowout, then it is important that you make sure your hair is healthy and strong going into the blowout. And that is the purpose of doing a protein treatment. So do a protein treatment before you actually blow dry your hair. And of course, that protein treatment is going to come after you rinse out the shampoo. And the type of protein that I use is by Hydrathermal Naturals. It's the protein plus amino. I'll make sure I drop it below in the description. The next step is very important. So what I'm doing, I'm putting my hair in chunky twists. I first sprayed a leave-in conditioner throughout my entire hair shaft, and I put it in chunky twists. And what I'm doing, I'm headed back to the hooded dryer so that I can dry most of the water out of my hair. This is very, very important if you're trying to minimize the amount of heat that you're putting on your hair. So if you put your hair in chunky twists, sit under a hooded dryer, or you can let your hair air dry for a little bit. I only sat under the hooded dryer for about 10 minutes just to get some of that moisture out so that I don't put a lot of direct heat from the blow dryer when I'm blowing out my hair. All right, the next step for those of you who are dealing with some type of scalp disorder and you need to apply something to your scalp, this is the time to do it. So my stylist here is actually applying the Curl House Follicle Stimulating Growth Drops, which is a product that I use in the top of my hair that helps to support growth. So as you can see, she's applying it in that area and she is massaging it in. If you are applying any type of topical product to your scalp, it is super important that you do a mini scalp massage to make sure that product properly circulates and to increase stimulation to the scalp so that your hair will grow. So this is the time to apply a scalp serum. Now, I caution you, if you are applying an oil to your scalp, less is more. The growth drops that I carry are water-based, so it's okay. But if you are applying an oil to your scalp, just a little bit, because too much oil may weigh down your blowout. Okay, now it's time to blow dry the hair. So as you can see, my hair is relatively dry. It's not completely dry. I only sat under the dryer for about 10 minutes, but a lot of the moisture is out. You don't want your hair to be completely dry before you blow dry it because that's going to cause your hair to kind of pop. So if you hear like some snap, crackle and pop sounds. If you are blow drying your hair, that means your hair is too dry and you want to take maybe a water bottle and mist it a little bit. But my hair is relatively dry, but it still has some dampness. So before you blow dry it, the next step is to apply some type of thermal protector. So my stylist, Danita, she is applying a thermal protector by Design Essential. I'll make sure I put the description down below. So she's applying the serum all over my hair before putting the blow dryer to it. So now that the serum is applied all throughout, again, this is a thermal protector, then she's blow drying my entire head. So because again, it's relatively dry, she's not putting as much direct heat from that handheld blow dryer because it's relatively dry, but she is straightening it out with the blow dryer. Right, now it's time for the fun stuff. It's time to actually flat iron my hair. Okay, let me give you a few tips. The first thing is to apply even more thermal protector at this stage. If you are using a light serum type thermal protector, it's okay. You don't need a lot. Less is more. But again, we want to achieve a fabulous blowout and we don't want to have heat damage. So after we wash out the blowout, we want to make sure our curls are still intact. So make sure you put a little more thermal protector all throughout your hair shaft before applying the flat iron. The first thing you need to know is the temperature. The temperature of the flat iron. You can get an amazing flat iron at about 400 degrees. You can actually go up to 410. So that is my recommendation. Do not go higher than 410. Those of you with finer textured hair, you may want to stay no higher than 400. But again, the temperature range is anywhere from 400 to 410. Anything higher than that, you run the risk of permanently damaging your curls. So don't go higher than 410. There are a lot of flat irons that actually go up to 450 degrees. Don't do it. Don't put your flat iron that high. You will have a beautiful blowout, but when you go to wash your hair out, you may have permanent heat damage, which shows up as stringy curls or straight curls. And when you have permanent heat damage, the operative word is permanent, meaning it's not going to revert back curly. So please make sure your flat iron is not over 410. 400 to 410 at the highest. And then the next thing, as you can see, my stylist Danita, she is doing very small sections. So when you are flat ironing your hair, do very small sections. And the second thing that she's doing one pass. That means she's taking the flat iron on that small section and she's doing one pass. So in other words, she's not flat ironing 2, 3, 4 times. She's doing it one time and that's it. Again, that is minimizing the amount of heat that's going to your hair. Less heat, less damage. Okay, as we wrap up this hairstyle, guess what time it is? It is time to get a good old trim. Getting a blowout or getting your hair flat ironed is the best time to get a trim because it is the easiest to see your split ends when your hair is straight. And when you get your hair flat ironed, if you need a trim, typically the ends of your hair are so frizzy that you have to trim them in order to get that polished look that you want. So get a trim at the end of your flat iron. You do it after your hair is straight. It is the easiest time to do it. Okay, my ends are trimmed. The very final step in this blowout is just to bump it. So you can choose to have your stylist, or again, if you do it yourself, you can bump it just to wrap it up so that you have a more of a straight look. Or if you want a curly look, then you can definitely ask your stylist, or you can put some curls in your blowout if you want a curlier look. But I just wanted to keep it simple and have it straight so that I can wrap it at night as opposed to pin curling. So this is the finished look. Actually, at the time of this video, this blowout is actually 6 days old. And in 6 days, I have not had to put the flat iron to it at all. I wrap it up at night. I'm actually going to do a video that's going to talk about my maintenance for this style, but I wanted to make sure that you got your step-by-step instructions on how you can maintain a fabulous blowout. So if you do this method, you don't have to worry about heat damage when you wash your hair out. Your hair will revert back. And I'll give you a quick follow-up tip. When you do wash out your blowout, then you also do a protein treatment even then. So again, you do one before you go into the blowout and you do it after the blowout, because again, that protein treatment is going to keep that hair strong, and that is key to healthy hair. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this step-by-step tutorial on how you can achieve a fabulous blowout. If you did, please make sure you give me a thumbs up, like the channel so you don't miss a video in the future, and until we talk again, stay fabulous.